Hello and welcome to the latest edition of the Essential Six, our regular 6-minute update on the UK real economy. And this is being recorded in a week when the EU has just commenced legal action against the UK as tensions rise, and we're seeing a growing divergence in the rollout of the vaccination programme in the UK, the US and the EU. I'm Simon Hart, lead international partner at RSM, and I'm joined by Joe Brusuelas, Chief Economist of RSM. Hi, Joe. How are you?
Greetings, Simon. I'm doing quite well in the United States, where we are on the path to herd immunity sooner rather than later.
So have you been vaccinated yet? How is this vaccination program going in the US?
Yeah, thank you for asking. I got the first of my two-part Moderna shot. I'm expecting the next one over the next month. In the United States, vaccination has accelerated to the point where by midsummer, well over 70% of the US population will have at least one vaccination or one shot inside a two-shot vaccination. By September 1st, we're expecting that to be well over 90%. You know, Simon, and that really underscores the divergence we're seeing that you mentioned between the US, the UK, and the EU. Well, in the UK, things are picking up. They are getting better, perhaps not at the pace we're going to see in the US. It's the EU that we all need to be worried about, because it does look as if some of the major economies are about to go back into lockdown over concerns about the spread of variants and then concern over the AstraZeneca vaccination.
Well, it's interesting in terms of the policies that seem to be applied by a number of EU countries in relation to the AstraZeneca vaccination. But I'm more interested actually in terms of the impact that's going to have on continental Europe. I mean, you've said previously that 2021, early 2022 is going to be the year of recovery for the EU. Is that pushing back those projections? And what projections have you got at the moment?
Okay, so right now when we're thinking about the European Union, I think it's best that we damp down growth expectations on the recovery. I think we're talking largely about they're going to get going in the final quarter of the year, whereas the US, clearly it's already started. We're expecting 7.2% growth here in the US. The UK, second quarter should be the kickoff. We'll see growth over 4% in the UK. Very strong growth, very strong rally in hiring. Workers are going to be recalled. In the EU, I really am concerned about both Germany, Italy, and then France, although France is actually weathering this a bit better. You know, I'm beginning to get reports that the Germans in particular, which is the beating heart and soul of the real economy in Europe, right? That they have produced so many automobiles that they're not going to sell on the continent, that you're going to see significant discounting in goods, right? And the way in which we come out of this is going to be very reflective of our different economies, right? In the US and the UK, to a certain extent, people have continued to buy goods, although a little less in the UK. You're really going to see demand for services jump off the charts here in the middle of the year. Whereas in Europe, well, that's going to lag. And we'll likely see a demand increase for goods later this year. But, you know, Simon, when this comes down to it, this is more about politics than economics. This is about choice around public health, right? And right now, in my estimation, some of the political authorities in the EU are overreacting to reports of around 40 people with blood clots linked to AstraZeneca in just one country. So that's going to define, though, part of the early portion of the recovery, both for the EU and for the US and the UK, because let's face it, we are all in this together in terms of trade partners and in terms of the alignment and integration of our economies, both financial and real.
Like, I get it. We are all in this together, clearly, and there are concerns in terms of the delays that are taking place on the continent. But in terms of the economic impact in the UK, I mean, you'd said previously about a 4.2% GDP uplift for 2021. So it sounds, from what I'm hearing, Joe, that's still where we are. We're still on track for that. But actually, it's next year. It's 2022 for the UK, where we should see a very strong continuation of that bounce back. What are we saying? 7%?
Right.
Is that too aggressive for the UK?
2022 is going to be the year of the UK. The
Yeah.
growth in the UK will outpace growth in the US. You know, here in the US right now, we're talking about the fact that the US growth path could rival China's, right? That's the 2021 narrative. The recovery of the US is going to be profoundly a global event that will impact the UK. Okay, but in 2022, that's really when you're going to begin talking about a robust economic recovery, significant recoveries in employment, a decline in the unemployment rate. And I think you really will see the unlocking of quite a bit of pent-up demand in the British household and in the British corporate sector. You know, I know that it's all water under the bridge, but the pent-up demand with respect to fixed business investment or productivity enhancement investment in software equipment, intellectual property, this goes back to Brexit. This has been going on now for a long period of time. So you know what, Simon, when we take a look at the growth pattern, I might be a little bit pessimistic here in my 7% expectation on the growth path for the UK next year. It could very well be stronger, and that's going to be determined by the appetite of the British household, the global economy, and the willingness of the British corporate sector after a very long period of time to get on it and get it done.
Well, Joe, we're out of time. Let's hope you are pessimistic. Those are pretty aggressive growth targets. That pent-up demand, let's see it come through in 2021. It sounds, in terms of the automobile manufacturing that's going on in Germany at the moment, that there could be some great deals to be had by UK consumers this summer in terms of car purchases. That's all for this time. Catch us on the Essential 6 really soon. Goodbye.